Once is Not Enough is the latest thought leadership release from Europanel. Our new research into individual purchase occasions provides insights into how brands grow in different situations and the paths they take. In this video, we'll explore how different marketing strategies can lead your brand to grow in different ways. It is generally accepted that a brand must attract additional buyers to grow. Most brands follow this rule, but we have found that 1 in 10 brands grow whilst losing buyers. We decided to look at these brands and analyze what they're doing to make them behave differently. We examined the behavior of 2,500 growing brands and found that there are 3 routes to growth based on their performance: through penetration only, frequency only, or growth on both levers. As we expected, most, that's 91% of them, gained penetration, with 2/3 of them growing frequency too. What was new was that 9% of share winners won by frequency gains alone, perhaps more than we anticipated, though still dwarfed by the group growing solely by buyer acquisition. So buyer acquisition defines most winners, but there are exceptions, and some brands achieve success by a different route. It's important to understand the levers used by brands that grow through frequency alone so that you don't bet on a strategy that is unlikely to lead to growth. Let's explore our segments in more detail. We've given them names for ease of reference. Stretchers. They've recruited more buyers, but the number of occasions is unchanged or may have even declined. Squeezers, who've secured more occasions from the same or fewer numbers of buyers. The maximizers, who've gained both new buyers and more occasions. Profiling our growth segments shows little differentiation on who and what they were, but we can differentiate more in what they had achieved. The maximizer brands that acquired both more buyers and frequency were most successful, an average of 1.9% share growth, whilst our other 2 segments predictably grew less as they benefited only from 1 growth driver. Frequency-driven squeezers were the least successful segment, delivering only 2/3 of what the maximizers achieved. Upon a closer look at the long-term prospects of each route to growth, we see that the stretchers and maximizers are more likely to grow in years 2 and 3, whilst the squeezers are more likely to fall into decline. By grouping together brands with different outcomes, we can start to compare and contrast the strategies they've pursued. Amongst large food brands, that's those with more than 5% volume share, stretchers were more dynamic innovators, leading to growth in their range. They'd also driven physical availability, achieving greater breadth and depth of distribution. Such initiatives increase consumer opportunities to buy, and with wider reach, more buyers come. Squeezers were less radical in their innovation strategy, relying more on line extensions rather than new brands or sub-brands. They also promoted a deeper discounts. Such activities create less noise at the fixture and are less likely to warrant additional listings, but they are sufficient to stimulate incremental purchase from existing buyers and create some share growth. The list of marketing levers we examined was not exhaustive, and it is likely that communication and media strategies would differentiate further. Even at the macro level, we see different growth trajectories arising from differentiated strategies. Yes, some brands have grown through frequency alone, but their achievements in terms of share gain always fall short. What does it look like in your category, and where does your brand stand today? Is it normal and following a predictable path, or an exception by virtue of size, positioning, regionality, demographic bias, or something else? We'd urge you to get under the skin of your brand buyers to understand levels of churn, how many heavy and light buyers you have, and what activities bind them to your brand or make them move away. At Europanel, we believe knowledge creates competitive advantage, and our mission is to help our clients understand, change, and grow. Get in touch at understand@europanel.com, and don't forget to download the full Thought Leadership Playbook here.